Your cries have been heard. Help has come your way. Nigerians, tell yourself congratulations in the comment section. Have you seen this headline? Central Bank of Nigeria is introducing a new framework where your bank is now the one that will be saddled with the responsibility of refunding every fraud victim their money within 16 working days. This means that if somebody scam you online, you see that one that you used to go to the bank, they'll tell you to go get a court order. You will send mail to the bank. The receiving bank and the sending bank, they will be, all that is going to be cut off. Your bank now will not be the one to be doing the running around on your behalf within 16 working days. If they don't refund that money, the Central Bank of Nigeria is going to fine that bank. Yes, so the Central Bank is going to fine that bank. But just hold up, there are different layers to these things. There are things you must do and you must know. If you are one of those that do not used to watch video to the end, you can generally just leave this video at this point, because I want you to understand this new framework and how it applies to you. Okay, so let's take it one after the other. This new rule comes as fraud in Nigeria financial sector continues to increase. Data from the Financial Institution Training (FITC) shows that fraud losses jumped to about 3.2 billion naira in Q1 alone. That is around $2.2 million. Nigerians have lost about 3 billion naira to fraud, to scammers online, pretending to be who they are not. So the central bank released this draft guideline that is dated 26th of November 2025. That was last week here, for handling authorized push payment. They call it authorized push payments because you were the one that used your hand to send that money, thinking the person you are sending the money to is who they say they are. When this guideline is finalized, the guideline will mandate all financial institutions to institute preventive measures as well as modalities for mitigating and managing APP fraud. Things to note: number one, any customer who is a victim of APP fraud is expected to report the incident within 72 hours. 72 hours na 3 days. Report it within 3 days. You suppose don't know by 3 days. Now, even though you have for 3 days, your eye go don't clear, right? You report it. It must be within 3 days. Report should include transaction dates, amount, recipient details, the person, the scammer's details, and any other supporting documents. You can attach maybe a chat or email that you both exchanged. Banks must now acknowledge the report within 24 hours and launch investigation immediately. During investigation, the central bank may direct NIBs or any relevant settlement entity to withhold settlement for the full value of any transaction identified as fraudulent. This means that once you alert your bank, the entire money you transfer to that scammer will be blocked in the scammer's account. Investigations must conclude within 14 working days, and unresolved cases can be escalated to the Central Bank Consumer Protection and Financial Inclusion Department. Reimbursements are to be made within 48 hours of investigation conclusion. So once they finish their investigation, bank to bank, the two banks, they are going to credit you within 48 hours of their resolution. When an APP incident involves more than one financial institution, the originating financial institution must start an investigation and notify the other institution within 30 minutes. That means if the scam or the fraud is involving 3 banks, the bank where the customer sent the money from will notify the other 2 banks and say, let's work together, oh, let's work hand in hand and refund this money and get this money back. And that must be done, initiated within 30 minutes of you reporting. If a bank fails to flag or freeze the fraudulent transaction due to inadequate system, that bank will bear the costs. That bank will bear the costs. Where no bank is at fault and the customer is also not at fault, bank must share the refund equally. That is, the 3 banks, they will gather money together and pay you back your money. Who gets a refund and who does not get a refund? Customers are eligible for refund when they report the fraud within 72 hours and cooperate with investigations. That's if they ask you for any supporting document, you must be willing to provide it. Customers are not eligible for refund if they acted fraudulently or negligently. For example, somebody say you should send him 50,000, that they are going to credit you $2 million. It means you yourself, you are fraudulent. You will not get a refund in this case. That is what it means. Customers are not eligible for refund if they fail to report the fraud case after 72 hours and if the transaction predates the guideline effective date. That is, if you are sending your own report to the central bank today, they will not go answer you. Exception to the 72-hour rule applies if delay were due to illness or unavailability of reporting channels. This means that if you were sick, the person that lost the money, if the person became sick or got injury, or the case is because of a bank staff negligence or internal control failures. For example, you went to report to your bank that somebody scammed you online and they asked you to fill a form, and the bank staff put the form under his door, he did not attend to it. That one no go concern you. Your own is to get the money. That issue is going to be on that bank and the staff. Failure to conclude investigation within the set time frame without justification will now attract regulatory sanctions. That bank is going to face sanction from the Central Bank of Nigeria. However, providing false information, misleading information, or incomplete information to the Central Bank of Nigeria will attract sanction on both you where they mislead CBN and your bank. For example, you go collect something from OS, Olosho, and you can't go lie, say the person scam you. Or you and a person get quarrel, you just go report to CBN, or you just go report to your bank that is a fraudulent transaction. You that went to report and your bank, you will face strict sanction. This is the sweetest part of this guideline. The draft guideline is currently open to comment from financial institutions and the public for 3 weeks. You have about 3 weeks to impute your contributions to this guideline. Like, you can tell the central bank to include or remove anything you feel like is not okay. You can send in your contributions to the central bank. Because they say once it is finalized, it will form a critical part of the central bank's ongoing effort to strengthen Nigeria's financial ecosystem. So my people, I bring you this good news with all of my heart. Let's get ready. I think it is getting better. Please share this video to everybody that is using a bank account in Nigeria that you know. Share it and tell them that joy is coming.